Okay students, today we'll see how to balance the equation with few more examples. Now first we'll start with the simplest example called copper when made to react with sulfuric acid, that too concentrated word refers to without water, give rise to CuSO4, you know already the names of these molecules, plus copper sulfate plus water plus sulfur dioxide. Here actually sulfur dioxide is coming out in the form of vapors, that is gas. Now that means when copper made to react with concentrated sulfuric acid, it gives copper Roman 2 sulfate plus water, or you can say hydrogen oxide along with sulfur dioxide. Okay, now we'll see how many copper are there. One, as you know already, we are maintaining or we are following which method? Hit and trial method. From that method only we are in a position to solve the balancing the equations. Okay, now copper is 1, hydrogen are 2 because 2 are there, sulfur as you know already it is 1 only, and oxygen there were 4. Like that here also copper is 1, second one we have taken the hydrogen here there are 2, and after that sulfur, so here sulfur is 1 plus 1, there are 2 sulfur atoms, and then after sulfur oxygen, so oxygen here there are 4 plus 1 5 plus 2 7 oxygen are there, 7 oxygen atoms are there, but here it is only 4. Here 4 plus 1 5 plus 2 7 oxygen. Now copper point of view no problem because already it is balanced. Then hydrogen point of view also no problem because it is also balanced. Then what is the problem? The problem is with sulfur because here there are sulfur 2 atoms, but here sulfur is only 1 atom. So if I made into 2 because minimum 2 I want to balance this part, so therefore when I am balancing with 2 I am putting the number 2 and try to remember always first you hit with small numbers, then you just go with big numbers, that is first point. Second point, it is at the same time you just concentrate on other products also, that is the logic, and that will come by the experience or by practicing the equations. That means if you are balancing hydrogen means you just go with what happens with sulfur, what happens with oxygen. At the same time your thinking should be in broader sense. If you are putting 2 means don't target only for hydrogen, target it for sulfur, target it for oxygen also. Here also the same. So therefore it is necessary if you are putting any number, that number will affect all the atoms which were present on that reaction or on that molecule or in that molecule. Okay, now if I put 2 minimum, so sulfur point of view no doubt 2, but hydrogen was disturbed, that becomes 4, 2 into 2 4. Oxygen is also disturbed, that is instead of 4 it becomes 8. Like that here minimum 2 I want to balance the hydrogen, so therefore now here hydrogen becomes 4. Then oxygen sulfur no doubt it is balanced. Now the point is copper is balanced, hydrogen is balanced, sulfur is also balanced. Then what about oxygen? Here 2 into 4 8, here 4 plus 2 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 plus 2 is nothing but 8. And try to remember this point also. What is that? Don't try to balance the odd and even numbers of atoms, because they never give you the good result. Always target or always hit the atoms or the elements which are present on only one side. If they are present in more than one side, for example here oxygen is present in all the three, here it is present only on one side. So at that time don't balance first oxygen part, because if you are going with oxygen, that will disturb whole the reaction. So therefore target those atoms which are generally present in the minimum sites. Okay, now this is, now equation is balanced. Okay, equation is balanced. Now we'll see one more example. Okay, now we'll see one more example. NaOH plus HCl give rise to NaCl plus H2O. Now look at this reaction. Here sodium is 1, here also sodium is 1. Sodium point of view balanced. Oxygen is 1, here also oxygen is 1, so oxygen is also balanced. Hydrogen is 2, one is here, one is here, here also 2, hydrogen is also balanced. Then chlorine is 1, here also it is 1. That means there are some reactions which are what? Automatically balanced, particularly organic reactions. Organic reactions are generally balanced for. Why? It is because there the molecules are involved, not the ions. If ions are involved, then the combination will be different. If molecules are involved, then they are coming together in the form of molecules. So therefore, organic reactions, there is no need, or sometimes it is not much difficult to balance the organic reaction. One such example I will quote here: CH3 CHO plus H2 give rise to CH3 CH2 OH. That is aldehyde. It is actually acetaldehyde. Later on you will come to know. Or ethanol. Ethanol on reduction gives ethanol. Ethanol. So balancing point of view, 2 carbon atoms, 4 hydrogens plus 2, 6 hydrogens, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6 hydrogens. Hydrogen is also balanced. Oxygen point of view, that means organic reactions are what? Molecular reactions. Therefore automatically they are balanced. The problem is with only inorganic reactions, particularly salt based reactions. Okay, so that is one more important observation. Next we'll see one more example. We'll see one more example. Okay, that is K2 Cr2O7 and made to react with H2SO4 plus FeSO4 give rise to K2SO4 plus Cr2SO4 taken thrice plus Fe2SO4 taken thrice plus H2O. A very big reaction it is. Now, before going to the balancing equation, before going to the balancing equation. What actually the name of this compound? You should see. You just go through that chart which is already provided to you. You just see what about this ion name. What about this ion name? This we call it as potassium. Potassium. And this is dichromate ion. So it becomes potassium dichromate. And this is already you know sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, or you can say hydrogen sulfate. Hydrogen sulfate. Hydrogen sulfate. And this you know +2 state ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate. And this is potassium sulfate. Potassium sulfate. Potassium sulfate. And this is chromium sulfate. Chromium sulfate. Chromium sulfate. This is ferric sulfate. Ferric sulfate. So like that you just mix the two ions or combine the two different ions. One is cation and one is anion, and you just formulate the compound, and also you should know the name of that compound also. In this way, if you are practicing those combination of ions, you will get more number of compounds and you are familiar with the names as well as their formula of the compound. Okay, so here potassium dichromate, this is sulfuric acid or hydrogen sulfate, this is ferrous sulfate, this is potassium sulfate, chromium sulfate, ferric sulfate, and finally this is hydrogen oxide you can say, or you can say water. Hydrogen oxide or water. Okay, now while writing name, what number of ions that it can donate? Roman 1. So potassium Roman 1 dichromate. Hydrogen again Roman 1 because H+1 it was. Like that ferrous is Roman 2 because it has capacity to give up 2 electrons. Then potassium again Roman 1. Here chromium. Chromium is, what about the chromium? Can anybody? You just see. Sulfate is -2. -2 into 3. -2 into 3. That is -6. It should be +6. For 2 chromium, for 2 chromium, for 1 chromium it was +3. So I can write chromium Roman 3. Chromium Roman 3. I'll repeat, concentrate here. Sulfate, as you know already, it is -2. There are 3 sulfate ions, so therefore -2 into 3, -6. So sum of the charges with opposite equals to 0. So therefore on chromium it should be +6 for 2 chromium atoms. For 1 chromium atom it was 3. So therefore I can write chromium Roman 3 sulfate, and here sulfate is -2 into 3, -6. That means it should be +6 again. So there are 2. So 1 iron should be again +3. So therefore I can write ferric. Instead of ferric I can put the word iron. Iron can also be iron Roman 3. Iron Roman 3. Iron Roman 3 sulfate, or simply ferric sulfate. Okay, so that is how to write the names also. Okay, if I am putting ferric, itself indicates that it is +3 oxidation state. Instead of ferric, if I write the word iron, then you should mention it's a what? Oxidation state. That means how many electrons are actually donated or given by that atom. So this is how the names and the formula. And in chemistry, if you are simply writing the equation, it has no meaning. Along with equation, if you are putting the names, if you are writing the names, then only the equation will be valued. Okay, so concentrate this word. Whenever you are presenting the reactions along with their formula, you should write what? Their names. Then only the equation is valued. Okay, now we will see balance the equation. How actually it is going to be balanced. I will write once again because it is now little bit disturbed equation. Okay, now I will write once again the equation and then we will see how to balance the equation. I will write once again K2 Cr2 O7 plus H2 SO4 plus Fe SO4 give rise to K2 SO4 plus Cr2 SO4 taken thrice plus Fe2 SO4 taken thrice plus H2O. Okay, now we'll see the balancing the equation. First I'll write K is equals to 2. Here also potassium point of view it was 2. Then chromium point of view it is 2. Here also chromium point of view it is 2. Then oxygen. And one thing I would like to tell here, if you observe the equation, you see here when here sulfur is always bonded with oxygen in the form of sulfate, isn't it? Here also you will find sulfate. That means sulfur is not actually splitted. Sulfur is bonded with oxygen in the form of sulfate. At that time, don't split sulfur and the oxygen. If oxygen is independent or sulfur is independent, that means if the sulfur is present more than one side with different configurations, with different formulas, at that time you can take it as sulfur. But if it is present in the form of one unit, wherever it may be, however it may be, whatever it may be, at that time take it as a sulfate, as a one unit. So that is a very important and interesting point to balance the equation. At that time it becomes easier for us to solve that or to balance that equation. Otherwise what happens, if you are splitting the sulfur and the oxygen separately, now it becomes laborious. Why it becomes laborious? Because here you are finding more than one product. At that time, concentrate those ions which are unit in nature, unit in the sense one integrity, one integral, one set, you can say, one set. So here chromium is 2, here also chromium is 2, oxygen is a separate identity. Oxygen has in this separate identity, and here this oxygen is bonded with sulfur with the SO4. So therefore, instead of sulfur, I will take it as sulfate. So now potassium is 2, chromium is 2, oxygen is 7, I will write. Then sulfate, how many are there? 1 plus 1. There are 2 sulfate units, and hydrogen is actually 2. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Iron is left. Iron is, how many are there? 1. Here also potassium is 2, chromium is 2. Now sulfate point of view. sulfate point of view, 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. Sulfate is equals to 7. So sulfate 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. Then hydrogen point of view, no doubt 2. Iron point of view, it was 2 because here it is 2. Okay, now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means one more content we have left, that is oxygen. So here oxygen is just 1. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಇದೆ, SO4 ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಇದೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ CuSO4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ SO2 ಇತ್ತು, CuSO4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ SO2 ಇತ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ S ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕಡೆ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿಯನ್ನೇ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಟದ, ಆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬೀಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ copper sulfate plus sulfur dioxide, there the sulfur is split up into two different components. At that time you can take sulfur as one unit, but in this case sulfate group is not splitting, that is sulfur is not splitting into different components, it is again formed in the same composition. Okay, now first potassium point of view, no problem, it is already balanced. Chromium point of view, no bad problem, it is also balanced. Then oxygen point of view, here it is 7, but here it is only 1. What is the minimum requirement? 7 should be there. If I put 7, then oxygen should be how many? 7. Now oxygen is also balanced, but it disturbs what? Hydrogen. So here hydrogen are how many? 14. So I'll put 14 hydrogens. So minimum I should go with 7. Minimum I should go with 7. So that means 7 twos are 14. So hydrogen is also balanced. Now what about the sulfate group? Here it is 7. Here it is 1, 8. But here that means sulfate, I'll write in the bracket 7 plus 1, 8. But here 1 plus 3, 4 plus 3, 7. So that means here it is 8, there it was 7. So therefore now we'll go for iron. Iron is minimum 2. So if I put 2 here, then minimum iron should be 2. So then how many sulfates are there? So 2 plus 7, it was 9. Here 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, again it is 7. That means if I am taking 2 Fe, it won't balance, it is not balanced. So instead of 2, if I take 3, because don't disturb this, because already this was balanced. Only thing is by balancing the iron we can get the more number of sulfate groups. Now the point is here FeSO4, if I take 3, can it be balanced? Never. Why? Because it is already 2. So even with odd never be balanced. Now instead of 3, if I take 4, what I should do? Minimum 2 Fe2. Minimum 2 Fe2. Now, can we have the sulfate groups now? How many sulfate groups are there? Iron point of view, no doubt balanced it is. I'll write in the bracket. So 4 it was. What about sulfate? 4 plus 7, that is 11 sulfate groups are there. But here 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 6, because 2 into 3, 2 into 3, that is 6. So that means 6 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10. Here it is 10, here it is 11. Again sulfate is not balanced, no doubt iron is balanced. So that means instead of 4, if I take 5, 5 is also not balanced because already it is 2 in number. Even it cannot be converted into odd. Now 5 is not possible if I take 6. Then I'll go with 3. I'll go with 3. Concentrate here. Now the point is potassium point of view, no doubt. Chromium point of view, no doubt. Oxygen point of view, also no doubt. Then sulfate point of view. That is the actual major problem for us. Sulfate point of view. How many sulfates? 7 plus 6. That is 13 sulfate units are there. Here I will write 13. Here you just go with 1 plus 3 plus 3 into 3, 9. 3 into 3, 1, okay, 3, okay, plus 3 into 3, 9. So how much it is? 9 plus 3, 12, 12 plus 1, 13. So sulfate is become 13. So sulfate is also balanced now. Hydrogen, 7 2s are 14. 7 2s are 14. Iron point of view. How many iron should be there? 6. 6. Here 3 into 2, 3 into 2, 3 into 2, that is 6. Now everything is balanced. So this is how, that means by taking first with those atoms which are present on only one side. Based on that you just go with and start with minimum numbers. Then you can go for the maximum number. And while balancing you should concentrate on all the component, that means in a multiple direction. Then only you are in a position to solve or balance the equation. It is just a logical hitting the numbers. By hitting the numbers you will get the answer for that. And hit until you will get the answer for that question. Okay, so this is how to balance the equation. Okay, now I'll give one more example. Try this. You try to write the names of that reaction, that is reactant as well as product, and also balance the equation. In the next class I'll solve that question also along with another concept called as types of reactions. Okay, now take this. That is KMNO4 plus H2SO4 plus FeSO4 give rise to K2SO4 plus Fe2SO4 taken thrice plus Cr2, sorry not Cr2, MnSO4, then plus H2. Okay, I repeat. KMNO4 plus H2SO4 plus FeSO4 give rise to K2SO4 plus Fe2SO4 taken thrice, MnSO4 plus H2O. 3 are the reactants, 4 are the products. 4 are the products. Okay, okay. And first you write the names of the respective reactant as well as product, and then balance the equation. Okay. So in the next class we'll see about the same example with few more examples, and then we'll have the types of reactions. Okay.